would you fight your friend for a championship, and would you try to dismantle that individual to retain your championship?
And this Ante guy is, he came from PFL and Bellator, and we have already discussed I am no longer backing any of these fools that come from organizations like this because they let me down in the UFC every single time. Tom Aspinall, so who knows, this fight might get ended. All right, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Well, yeah, he's coming off that loss to Vicente Luque where it was a submission, but what ultimately set that up was he got clipped by a right hand, which set him down. And
as somebody who competes at that high level, taking off that much time, what does it do to an athlete?
I think it's hard for you to just kind of keep that same tenacity. I know, like, being at home with kids, right? You have to be this, like, softer version of yourself. If you're not consistently training, you can lose that edge.
I think first round KO. Like, I think he's just going to drop him. That aggression he brings, like, it's gonna be fun to watch.
And so I'm trying to learn my lesson here. I've learned you don't go against momentum. You know, if the waves are big, you just ride them.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at Yusuf, for example, who trains with David, the improvements in his game as of late, and so I think David's been steadily improving his game.
To the Denver Sports Betting Show UFC edition. This segment is brought to you by CD's Wings. Be sure to get your wing order in early. Their flavor of the month, Buffalo Gold, ends at the end of the month, so get it before it's gone. As always, I got my fight squad here, Taylor, Ryan, and this week's special guest, Bruno Nicoletti. And boys, we have so much UFC to get to. Let's just jump right in. This week we have UFC Fight Night. Themba Gorimbo versus Jeremiah Wells. Taylor, who you got?
So my bet on this one is the fight to not go the distance. It's at a minus 150 right now, but I do have a lean towards Themba on this to take the victory.
Okay. Ryan?
Gorimba, but by decision.
Okay.
All right. Bruno, what you got?
I like that same pick. I think Gorimbo by decision.
Okay, so we got 3 Gorimbos. I'm going to go with Gorimbo as well, but Taylor, how come Gorimbo gets this done?
I just think he's the better striker here. He has a 3-inch reach advantage. He's more active. I think he's more powerful. Wells is a little bit on the older side. He's coming off of a really long layoff. His path to victory here is to take him down and to get that submission. And I don't think that's out of the question for Wells here. He's super high-level black belt. He's super high-level grappler. So that's why I like to fight to not go the distance, because I think Themba can get it done on the knockout, but if Wells gets him down, I think he's going to face some difficulties with Wells' jiu-jitsu.
Okay. Brian, what's your thought?
Yeah, kind of same thing. Height, reach for Gorimbo. His striking, just I feel is just on another level compared to Wells, so I'm taking him.
Okay. Bruno, how come you're going Gorimbo?
I really think he was on that 4-fight win streak before he fought Vicente Luque, who submitted him. You know, and actually had him winning that fight too. So I'm hoping he bounces back. And as you mentioned, like, you know, being away for 2 years, coming off 2 losses, I mean, it's going to come down to what kind of guy Wells is, you know, and at 38 years old, you might start questioning yourself, do you still got it? Right?
Hey, that's what I have to do every morning.
So, Bruno, you are a great athlete. You know, you're a NCAA All-American, 4 gold medals in jiu-jitsu just in 2025. As somebody who competes at that high level, taking off that much time, what does it do to an athlete?
I think it's hard for you to just kind of keep that same tenacity. I know, like, being at home with kids, right? You have to be this, like, softer version of yourself. If you're not consistently training, you can lose that edge. And also the sport evolves, you know. I think every year, every iteration, there's like a different feel to it, you know. So if you kind of stay away for a little bit, you might come into just even different moves, different rules, things that just make you have to think a little bit more and sometimes question yourself, you know.
Yeah, so Wells, his last win was way back in April 22nd of 2023. His last MMA match was February 10th of 2024. He's going on 2 years. So, you know, he really hasn't been at that speed. And you train a lot with, I mean, we could go down the list,
yeah.
But I think we would run out of time. You train with some of UFC's best athletes. Does the speed, you know, is he going to face a speed difference in practice versus what he's going to see in this match?
Absolutely. I mean, I think especially with these younger guys, you know, I know Gorimbo's quite a bit younger than him. You know, not too much, a 4-year difference, but he's been active. And there are muscles that are just fast twitch and slow twitch, you know, and I hope he's done a longer fight camp just to get in shape. And those fights are long, 5-minute periods. It's not something you take 2 years off and you just kind of come back and can do it. I'm sure, again, he's been training along the way, but it kind of makes you wonder why he took 2 years off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so Taylor, with Themba Gorimbo coming off this, how does he get it done? I know you expected it to not go the distance. How does it happen?
Well, yeah, he's coming off that loss to Vicente Luque where it was a submission, but what ultimately set that up was he got clipped by a right hand, which set him down. And so Themba has been known to been chinny a little bit, but he has some great takedown defense. And so you know this, right, with grappling. So Themba's 6'1", this guy Wells is 5'9". So getting those guys and getting locked behind those tall guys' legs sometimes is a little bit difficult. What Themba does really, really well is he gets his hips really low and makes these people wear their weight. So I don't think Wells at this old age is going to be able to keep up with that. I don't think he's going to be able to wear the weight of this bigger man, and I think he's going to get worn out and get led to a finish.
Yep. So Ryan, you were on the Themba Gorimbo train as well. How's he going to get it done?
Yeah, it's just going to be decision. Like I said, I think he's overall, that height, that reach is going to help with it, but I just don't see him just putting him away. Wells put him away, so I think it just goes to decision.
Okay.
And you guys saying old age, 38, that hurts.
Yeah, but we're sitting on a couch talking about UFC. We are not getting punched in the face or our neck cranked down, so there's a little bit of difference there. I really like Gorimbo at a -135, and I will be taking that bet on Saturday afternoon. But moving right along, we have the heavyweights going at it. Ante Delia versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Ante Delia can be had at -135, while Waldo Cortez Acosta at a +114. Taylor, who you got winning this one?
So the official bet here is, again, fight to not go the distance at -140, but my lean is to Waldo for the victory.
Okay. Ryan, which thought?
Going Ante, and then I'm going KO. Yeah, I don't see this one going the distance.
Yep, these are big hitters. Bruno?
I got Waldo on this one.
Okay. So Taylor, how come Waldo?
All right, little biased, former baseball player, so I got to pick him here. And I picked him last time, and he took that decision loss to Sergey. He was hesitant with his striking in that last fight, and I don't think he's as hesitant in this fight because obviously he learned what happens when he is hesitant. And this Ante guy is, he came from PFL and Bellator, and we have already discussed I am no longer backing any of these fools that come from organizations like this because they let me down in the UFC every single time. And plus, he trains with Tom Aspinall. Also, who knows? This fight might get ended. All right, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But this fight might get ended in a DQ or something like that. So yeah, this doesn't go the distance.
Okay, Ryan, talk to me.
Delia, man, he makes dudes go night-night. Like we've seen it. Like he's got that serious power. So I think that's just how it ends. I think first round KO. Like I think he's just going to drop him. That aggression he brings, like it's going to be fun to watch.
I do think somebody goes to sleep, but how come you're going Waldo, Bruno?
You know, this was a tough one, honestly. This was a tough one. I do like your pick for it to not go the distance. I feel like these guys just knock everybody out. And here's the thing. Waldo was on like a big run, you know, and Sergey's no slouch. I mean, people were talking about him being the most dangerous guy at heavyweight before he fought Aspinall, you know. And I still think he's just as tough, even though he lost that fight. The one thing I would say is Ante was a champ in the PFL, and so I think there is something to being a champion, which is a little different. But kind of what you're saying, I lost some money on Patchy Mix. I'm freaking going Waldo, man. I got to, you know.
One of my least favorite bets is middle of the road heavyweights. Anyone can punch the other one, and the other one can go to sleep. So I'm taking Waldo Cortez Acosta as well. There's just a talent and a skill difference once you get to the UFC. And Ante Delia, yeah, he trains with Tom Aspinall. It's just so crazy to me that they were already having the conversation. Will he face Tom Aspinall for the championship? The guy has one fight in the UFC. The guy hasn't been past round one in I don't know how long. Once he gets taken into some of these deeper waters, I don't think he's going to be able to handle it. So give me Waldo Cortez Acosta. But Taylor, tell me how this finishes.
So yeah, I think somebody gets knocked out, right? Just as you said. That's why it's sketchy to pick the victory, because just what you were saying, Ryan, this Ante guy has some crazy, crazy power. But real quick, just for Tom to start talking about him vacating the title for this dude that just came in the UFC. Obviously, Tom can't see anything, let alone see his future inside of this division. And so I think it's a little bit ridiculous. This guy has so much hype, and I think it could be shut down by Waldo, because Waldo has some crazy, crazy power.
I agree. So you brought up something really good that kind of pissed me off. You have Tom Aspinall saying, I will vacate my title because I wouldn't want to fight my friend. I have my turn. Now he can have his turn. What kind of talk is that? Driving me crazy. Ryan, what's your thought?
Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, right?
I guess. But you know, that's what you get when somebody has a title that they didn't earn. I really makes me question.
I don't like it. I'm a big Tom fan. You guys know this, but I don't, all the talk he started bringing up, all that kind of stuff. I was like, just shut up, man. Like, you haven't done anything yet and he can't talk anymore. Like, he's got to get that win. Like, he's going to have to get another win before he can say anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely maddening that a champion would be willing to give up his title. Isn't that the whole point of being a champion? That you hold it, that it's yours, that you climb to the mountaintop finally. So, Bruno, as somebody that has reached the mountaintop many of times, would you fight your friend for a championship, and would you try to dismantle that individual to retain your championship?
I think it goes more from the guy challenging. You know, if he really feels like I put him on and I was a big brother in a way and like showed him the ropes, then I think, you know, if he wants to come in there and fight, I'd fight him, you know, and just show him why I'm big, bro. You know, but you saw like Merab and Aljamain Sterling have that similar relationship, and it was Merab who wouldn't fight Sterling. Not that it ever actually came to a fight, but out of respect, you know, I would let the odds are he'll lose at some point, right? That's kind of like what we all know. Unless you're John Jones, odds are you're going to lose a fight at some point. And so as the younger bro, I'd kind of let him have his turn, and then, you know, if I really didn't want to fight him. I couldn't see myself fighting somebody that put me on. That would be tough for me. Yeah. So if I'm the younger guy or I'm little bro, then I'm sitting out until he loses a fight. Then I'm the first one up. If I'm big bro, come on up. You know. But I think it's definitely on Ante's side that he should respect that.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, Ante is 35, so I don't think he's quite young. But no, it's just crazy to me. And I think for somebody that really didn't even win the belt in the first place to be saying, oh, yeah, you know, I would give it up that easy. Bro, you haven't even won it yet.
Right.
You haven't defended it yet. So crazy to me. But anyways, my rant is done. But as we get to the main event, we have your cousin, your primo, Steve Garcia, who does in fact look like a cousin that would be at the barbecue. Maybe 20 minutes or so late, but he does look like a cousin. Steve Garcia taking on David Onama. Steve Garcia can be had for a -135. David Onama, a +114. Taylor, tell me who wins.
So I'm going to go with the local boy here and pick David Onama.
Sorry, primo. Onama.
Really? I'm going Steve Garcia.
All right. Ryan, how come you're going Onama?
So I feel it's too close. I feel like for betting purposes, I like that plus money. I just feel like they are evenly matched, and I couldn't really pick one. But yeah, that's why I got to go Onama. But you know, I'll still crack one open with you, primo.
I'll get you that to-go plate on your way out.
A little backup parlay just in case. You know?
So Taylor, I think I know what you're going to say. You like the local fighters because the fighters from Denver, they're just different. But how come you're going Onama?
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at Yusuf, for example, who trains with David, the improvements in his game as of late. And so I think David's been steadily improving his game. And Steve Garcia was on a tear. He had 5 knockouts in a row, was on a 5-fight win streak. And then this last fight against Calvin Kattar, when it was a step up in competition, it went to decision. So I'm not necessarily saying David is on the same level as Calvin Kattar here, but I think he is going to bring the energy. He is going to bring the aggression forward. And what Steve needs to do, being a powerful striker, is he needs to walk David down here. And as long as David keeps with the aggression and keeps being on his front foot and keeps putting Steve on his back foot, I think he gets the victory here.
Fair enough. And David Onama is actually one of the few 145 pounders that is similar in height to Steve Garcia. I mean, a 6 foot, 145 pounder, like that's pretty big. But David Onama matches that very well. I'm going to go with Onama as well. But Bruno, what's your thought?
You know, as a Denver boy, it's like you want to go with the Denver guys. But if I really had to put my money on it, it would be Steve Garcia. Again, he's been on a tear, knockout after knockout. Guy knows how to finish fights. You know, you look at Onama. He's also been doing well, but they're close decisions. You know, even if you look back at some of those fights. So I do think if he wins, it's gonna be a decision. I don't think he has the knockout power to take out Steve Garcia, but I've also lost a lot of money betting against Steve Garcia. And so I'm trying to learn my lesson here. I've learned you don't go against momentum. You know, if the waves are big, you just ride them.
Ride the wave for sure. The beautiful part about all of this, it will be settled Saturday night. And Ryan, we got something for the people. We have a parlay we put together that is going to pay for their next roof or pay for anything that they need. Tell the people what we got.
All right, here's what we got. 4-leg parlay. Plus 1,000. So we got Onama plus 110, Isaac Dolgarian minus 135 or 235, Waldo plus 114, Themba minus 136. We're putting 20 down to win 203.64.
That is going to pay the bills. I'd love to hear it. The prelims start at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. The main card starts at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So be sure to get your wing order in early. Like I said before, Buffalo Gold, CD's Wings flavor of the month, that goes away at the end of the month. So you won't see it again for a while. So get your wing order in early, and we'll see you on the next segment.